The lazy man's way to getting filthy freaking rich with no apologies for wanting to do so. I hope you guys can see that. It says $10,000 in 10 days, the income Kickstarter, the lazy man's way to getting filthy freaking rich with no apologies for wanting to do so. And I'll cover some of the psychology behind why my marketing is like that. But I'm really excited to be speaking and sharing some of this stuff. Kind of disappointed because I did ask Matt, can I sell something to this crowd? And he said no, so that sucks. Which means I had to really dig into my brain and figure out what some of the most highest leverage activities that I can share with you all that will yield the highest maximum results in the minimum effective time. You guys excited? Yeah. You guys excited? Yeah. Okay, good. Because unlike everyone else, some of the other speakers, they're a bit mellow, I'm a bit loud and out of the box, and I'm pretty excited about what I'm going to share with you. If you guys don't know who I am, which some of you guys still don't know, I am 25 years old. I'm from London, UK. I get to travel around the world and live this amazing, fancy lifestyle because 5 years ago I made a decision to get started in internet marketing, and not only that, but to really master the art of lead generation, the art of closing, the art of selling, the art of follow-up, how to get traffic, how to convert it. And I think next month is going to be my 5 years in this industry. And I've been able to generate quite a few $1 million, which is pretty cool. I'm doing over $10,000 a day right now in my business, and which equates to about $350,000 a month. And Mob is just a side income stream that I partnered up with. And my background being someone who's driven by EPCs and numbers and metrics, I gotta say, you guys are in the right freaking place. Because I've never ever seen a system convert as high, fast, and profitably as Mobi. So you guys are in the right place. Give yourselves a round of applause. And I'll tell you why I have these fancy pictures. It's not because I love myself so much. Maybe that is one reason. But I will tell you another reason. And so the stuff that I'm going to share with you is very simple, easy, effective, and really you can do it without any techie stuff, buying ads, doing any social media, really without doing any much work. And one of the things that I've discovered about our industry, not that there's anything wrong with it, people tend to be somewhat lazy. That's why it attracts, that's why we want to work from home, we want to make that money. And there's nothing wrong with being lazy. It just means that we're smarter than the average crowd that wants to work 9 to 5. And so the stuff that I'm about to share with you is stuff that I've actually used myself. It was really challenging for me to put this presentation because in my mind, everyone should have money and everyone, should find resources to find money to go and invest in the business, because that's exactly what I did. So I had to really take a step back. It's called negation, taking myself out of the process and putting myself in your shoes. And I've really managed to, I think, hit it on the nail. I don't know. You guys will have to give me feedback at the end and let me know how I did. So essentially what I'm saying is I have more money than I have time. Okay, so here's the correct mindset of getting money in this industry, and this is something that I've learned after investing over $150,000 a month over the last few years in my own personal education. I'm a big development junkie. I like to buy all the courses, all the seminars, all the masterminds, everything that Tony Robbins ever sells, and it really has taken my, level of consciousness and how I view things to a very deep level. And because I have this deep level of understanding of my marketplace, I'm able to sell, somewhat better than the average person. And so one of the things that I did after I started making 6 and 7 figures, probably after making my first $1 million when I was about 23, 24, is I started studying billionaires. And I would just read and read and read and read about these billionaires. I was just so obsessed with these freaking billionaires, you know, because there's like less than 1,000 of these human beings on this planet. And one of the key insights that I got was, you know, when I look at the golden thread, and what's the one thing that I can teach someone that I learned is they I can't remember the billionaire's name, but he said, it really comes down to two things. Figure out what you want, and then figure out the price that you're willing to pay for it. Like really, when you look at your entire life, that's all it is. It's like, what the hell do you want, and what are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for it? With time, with money, with resources, with energy, with love, with compassion, with understanding. Like, what are you going to pay? And so what happens is people want to make that money, but then they forget that they need to pay a price. And that price is not just attending an event. That price may come in by coming outside your comfort zone, working on yourself, you know, making videos. I used to freaking hate making videos. I'd pull the camera, I'm like, shit, I'm looking fat today. And that went on for many years. And then I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna fucking, sorry. Matt doesn't like swearing, so I'm gonna respect that. You can cut that out, I think. You know, and it was like, screw it, you know, I need to come outside my comfort zone and really make this thing happen because I want that end goal. And so really decide and cultivate this attitude of doing whatever it takes. Secondly, the bigger the why, the easier the how. And so what even some of you guys now will understand, you've learned all of this stuff, but that sense of urgency will not be there. And that's why you will see in 3 months' time, someone will come in and make $100,000 extra, and then someone else will only make $10,000. Because as human beings, we're driven by two things: the fear of to gain pleasure and to move away from fear. And really what we, you know, kind of the studies have shown that we are more prone to moving away from fear rather than getting what we want. So if you kind of internalize that and then you ask yourself, okay, what do I have to do to make sure that I can create a sense of urgency? And you create that sense of urgency inside your mind, and the level of actions that you will take on a day-to-day basis, it will propel you very, very far. Is this making sense, guys? Yes? No? Yes. Okay. Here's another thing. Make a diary of your marketplace's emotions. Now, this is, when someone asks me, you know, how comes at a young age you've been able to figure out this whole thing? It's not because I'm, you know, smarter than most people. I'm somewhat handsome and charming. That doesn't... But what comes down to it is understanding the desires, dreams, frustrations, hopes, and aspirations. And really, I'd say this is like my biggest secret of making millions of dollars. And I gotta thank one guy, and he's actually in this room, and I'm so freaking happy. Mr. TJ Rolda, give it up for TJ. I don't know if you know this guy, but this guy and another guy that's coming, Amish Shah, those guys were so damn monumental in helping shift my beliefs, understanding, and really helping me make a lot of money. So thanks, Matt. I love you, buddy. So the reason why I posted these pictures is because in our industry, the average avatar really wants those things, you know, and I put those pictures up because I wanted to make sure that you guys realize that. Even yourself at a very deep core level, not everyone, but a lot of the marketplace, they want that, okay? The income, respect, the recognition, the beach lifestyle, how to retire rich, time, location, and money freedom, okay? Like these are the biggest, like these are the hot spots. If you know how to communicate to someone and really talk to them so they can understand this and they have a way of getting to this place, you've hit marketing gold. You really have. If you see some of the stuff, you know, from even this whole thing, you know, some of you guys are probably sitting there and wondering, you know, you wouldn't want to be on stage too one day, sharing your story, how you're making money, right? Like I've seen Scott, you know, because he was involved with it in another company. I saw him like 6-8 months ago, and now I see him, and he's made such a huge transition. So this is kind of the important part before I get into the tactical stuff of how to make money. Once someone understands this, it's very, you know, you could kind of see that they're going to go very far. But this is the foundational keys, okay? Also, like the main buying criteria is people will only buy if what they perceive to be immensely valuable and irresistible. Okay, if you said to someone, oh, here's that to make $10,000 a month by the MTTB system, you're talking to one part of their brain. You know, the three brains, I'm not going to get into it, but there's three brains. And so what you want to do is, when you give someone an irresistible offer, you add scarcity, you add bonuses, you add exclusivity, you add some personal time with yourself. It takes whatever you're selling to a very deep level, and someone now gets what you're trying to sell instead of just the program. Anyway, so that's part of the mindset. And do you guys like my presentation? It doesn't matter if you don't. I really like to. So here's four unorthodox money-getting methods to getting an immediate cash surge of $10,000 in the next 10 days. This is 100% proven, battle-tested, time-tested by myself, okay? And really take action on this stuff, guys. There's going to be 4, just do at least one, and you will see results. I don't know why you wouldn't see results if you did this. Okay, so one of the first companies, actually the first company that I ever joined, it was a $20,000 biz op, and what happened was I recruited this guy, and I was so freaking excited. When you're dead broke and you make your first sale, it's like, damn, I made it, right? And so I did that, and I made my first $10,000 commission. It was like, damn, I'm freaking rich. And then I get this email saying the guy that joined me was actually in another person's downline, and I need to pay that $10,000 back. The only thing was, because it was my first 10K, I thought I deserved to spend it, and I spent it. And, I'm not going to mention the names because you will all know, but, there's this couple, they're kind of known in our industry, they've been there for about 17 or 20 years, and, they basically threatened that I'm going to have my thing, whatever, the membership eliminated from the company if I don't pay this $10,000 back. And man, like it just pulled me straight back to, really having nothing. Being dead broke, buried in debt, and then being more buried in debt. And now kind of be really humiliated to myself that, I worked so hard and now I kind of lost it. So it sucked. So here's what I did, okay? I ordered a bunch of these company deals.